I didn't bring enough drink. Introduce the people. I'm going to get some drink. Introduce the people. I'm going to get some.
Please make sure your seat back is in the upright position, your table is closed, and your seatbelt is fastened.
40th beer of the afternoon.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Wait, is this really happening?
Come on, Morty, take it easy. Morty's gonna be good. Who turned on the lights? Oh.
I would watch a show about us.
Ooh, that was loud. That was like an echo. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Angel and Joey Show, episode 16 in the books. Thank you for joining us for this episode. Joey is currently off screen getting himself a little bit more tipped, a little bit more intoxicated. You got it? It's recording. Great. Wonderful. How was your week, Joseph?
When people ask me how my week was, it's like I have
Exactly.
no idea. Like anything eventful is blocked out of my head.
Mm-hmm. Well, I saw you like 2 days ago, so your week is
What is today? Today's Tuesday. I saw you on
Sunday.
Sunday. No, we're talking about your week. Angela started her new job.
Hey, yo.
She's on to her training.
Yes. I went to Dora.
She didn't make any friends like I told her to, so
I mean, I know
we're still
everybody
going to be
is-
losers with nobody to talk to.
Oh, my gosh. We have enough people at I cannot differentiate.
Yes?
I cannot.
We cannot differentiate.
My mind cannot separate
The
my old
your
job from, like, in my mind, I know I should be at that job. And
mean,
I
it's
could have
only-
said work.
It's only been 2 days, so I mean, you could be back anytime because they could fire you real fast.
But that's the thing is they won't because they're a very nice company, and so I think it would take a lot.
Unless the company shuts down. 'Cause it's so
Oh
new and they
no,
got
everybody
money.
loves the meats, and that's all. That's the only clue.
Oh,
as
so it
to
must be
where-
Arby's.
I know. We have the meats,
Couldn't it? Can we
but
talk about Arby's for a second?
like I've never been to an Arby's. Like who goes there?
I haven't been to Arby's since like 5th grade,
It's a ghost town.
and their commercials and their meats look wonderful, but you know that's not how it is in person.
I think my brother has had Arby's and he liked it, but I don't. I think
They
he
have
just
good
liked the
fries. They
meats.
have curly fries. Any place that has curly fries is cool
Who
with
doesn't
me.
have good potato game? That's the real question.
Worst French fries? Mm,
I would say.
can we do a ranking
Sonic.
of French
I
fries?
went to Sonic one time and it was like not that great.
I've been to Sonic like once.
Yeah.
The top fries probably McDonald's,
You know what? Every time somebody says that, I'm like, they are really good, but they're
but it's just the salt. It's
yeah,
just
it's very
It's
salty.
the salt to fry ratio.
Honestly, the average McDonald's fry is great, but a McDonald's fry in the morning or in like as soon as like the morning shift is about to leave.
Sorry to interrupt, but I boycotted McDonald's for a while because I went at like, I don't know, 2 a.m. We were doing a road trip,
Mhm.
and I went in and I tried to get some chicken nuggets,
Mhm.
and he said, "Sorry, we don't start that till 11."
They have a chicken nugget time.
But they're
frame?
like on, those like off
yeah.
turn places
oh
on
yeah,
the
they
highway.
have on the little billboard that's like, go here for
Yeah.
food.
So clearly, people are just driving middle of the night. They've been
Mhm.
driving for hours and hours. You should
Yeah.
just have everything all the time.
That is true.
So I didn't go to
Ugh.
McDonald's for a good couple months because I was so mad that I couldn't get my nuggets.
That is tragic. Honestly, Wendy's nuggets are really great.
It's the
Like-
sauce. It's the barbecue
like
sauce that they
that-
updated.
Like,
Mm.
if speaking of drinking barbecue sauce, like that's the one to do it. It's so good. So good. So I would say, honestly, Burger King fries are really good. They're
They are
nice
good. They're
and
thick.
crisp, and like a good size.
They've got a good girth
They're
to
not
them.
a limp shoestring. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cause like like one shoestring fry from McDonald's is nice, but sometimes you get like a whole pack of them.
I get chicken tenders and fries at work from this one place, and their fries are just like shredded. They're like strings. They're like string
I
fries.
do not like that because it's like it sort of feels like eating the skin of a potato.
And they're usually just like super crunchy, and I'm not a
Mm.
fan.
I like a good crunch on the outside
Mm.
and a nice
Mhm.
fluff of potato texture on the inside. But I'll definitely still ingest the limp
Wendy's
fry.
fries are good too.
Wendy's. I don't love Wendy's fries because their potato wedges in the morning are so good that the fries pale in comparison.
Never had potato wedges. I don't get breakfast from these places other than McDonald's. Like I've had McDonald's breakfast,
Yeah.
but never anything else.
I don't like McDonald's like the pancake egg platter. Like
I
that
didn't
has
even know they had
always
egg. I just
yeah,
get
it's like
hot cakes and sausage.
it's literally like a mold of an egg. Like that's been like the most unattractive thing about McDonald's, aside from like the fact that their um, fries don't deteriorate or anything like that. But the pancakes lackluster for the price that I'm paying. I should get something better. The best thing on that platter is the sausage.
Oh, the sausage. I asked for
Sausage is
extra
so
sausage.
good.
Double sausage, please.
Ooh, I don't love the McGriddle. It's a lot. It's
Never
a lot
had it.
going on.
I
I tried it.
don't get eggs from these places because they
That
come
is
out
true.
of like a tube. They're just like squeeze.
No, there's one sandwich like the what is it, like the bacon, not bacon, but sausage, egg McMuffin with like the egg, obviously.
Mhm.
That is like the most cooked egg. It's like a beautiful like hard boiled, soft hard boiled texture. I don't know how to describe it. Like not all the way hard, but like still the texture. So it's like nice and
Still a
fluff.
little flaccid.
Yeah, and the the egg white is on the outside of it, and it's like nice. Like I was very surprised when I had
I
it.
can't eat the yolk by itself.
I can.
It's disgusting.
I have no egg aversion
Like
except for raw.
people who just like the like what is it, sunny side up? Was that what it
Yeah,
is? Where
yeah.
you just like plop it down there and cook it,
Mhm.
and then you have the yolk just running
Yeah.
around? No.
I've been
If it's
experimenting with
not
that.
mixed in together, I don't want it.
I've never had it sunny side up, but I have like just like not whisked it as much as I could have, and it wasn't a bad experience because it's sort of like lazy fried egg, lazy scramble, but it's still good because I wanted to, because you know how like they put an egg on top of like pho or like ramen dishes.
What is pho?
It's like it's spelled PHO. It's just like, I don't know. It's like a Thai dish, made of noodles and like a
I don't
stew
eat
type
Thai.
thing. I don't know if I've really had Thai, but
Then why'd you bring it up?
because I'm talking about the egg on top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to experiment with like the level of cooked an egg can be on top of ramen and still be good.
I go to this place, Fat Boys.
Hmm.
Love Fat Boys. I get the oyakodon, which is just like it's like chicken fillet fried over a bed of rice and vegetables, and then also has an egg, the way that I'm not a big fan of, but I just like chop it up real fast so that it's all mixed together.
Some people really like that runny consistency, and not the one
Oh.
that's like not the one that's like as soon as the egg is popped,
Oh,
is that
liquid
it's like,
running
they're
around.
talking about like the little bit
Disgusting.
thicker, but I don't like it because like I don't have eggs don't taste like anything. Eggs taste like absolutely nothing, like barely anything. So
No, they have an eggy flavor. I don't know how to describe it, but they have an eggy
but
flavor.
if you have like say like you have like a bowl of other ingredients, it's not gonna compare. I'm not gonna taste anything. So why are we adding this? Basically, you're adding like the runniness. You're adding extra liquidy
Slop.
slop. I didn't want to say slop. That was the only word that was coming.
Nastiness.
Yeah. So
I don't think
it's
the egg whites
interesting.
have any flavor, but then when you mix it with the yellow,
Mhm.
the yolk,
Yeah.
that's a stupid word. Yolk.
It's very. It sounds like goofy.
Or you mix it with the yolk. The yolk. Then it has some
It makes you
flavor.
think it's not for some reason.
The
Maybe
yolk?
Maybe the way you're saying it.
Yolk. Because that's how I think of it. It's like the snot part. It's like where the little chicken would have grown in the little disgustingness in there. Could you go vegan?
No, not right now. I'm working for the meats, but they do have plant-based meats.
Oh, disgusting.
That doesn't make any sense. You didn't even catch me.
What?
I
Plant-based
said
meats?
yeah.
Isn't that what they are? What are they?
Like plant-based proteins. That's what I meant.
Same difference. They're trying to make meat.
Tofu, tofurkey.
Oh, don't come near.
Tofurkey,
Don't come near me with the tofu. Disgustingness.
Anyway,
Honestly, I've never had it, but I will not touch it. I cannot give up meats. I'm not doing it.
It makes me think of, like when you put like, say like you make like a meaty dish and you have oil at the bottom and you just put it all in the refrigerator and it congeals. That's what it makes. That's what. That's what
Hold on. What did you just say?
You
make a meaty dish and it congeals.
I'm talking about the oil and the sauce and the stuff that's on the bottom when you take it out of the oven.
Okay. I know what you're talking about because sometimes I make like some pork, a pot roast.
Yeah.
And when I put it into a container, it like congeals.
Okay, yeah.
And it does
gross.
not look appealing.
It doesn't look appealing, and that's what
until you
turkey
liquefy it again.
It makes me think of that.
Tofurkey.
Yeah, but I have no idea what it looks like at all. That's just that's what I think it looks like in my mind's eye.
Like the congealed meat.
Like it may be more so like the like imagine a tofurkey is in the shape of a turkey and then you slap it and it's like gelatin. That's what comes to mind. I gave you the full picture. Get away
Do
from my
people
foot.
ever make Jello? You know, like in TV shows, they have it like it's like in that rounded shape.
Do you trying to get around, sir?
Come here, bub. I haven't made an appearance in a while. Come join.
Keep going.
Hi, Poopy.
Keep going.
Yes. Welcome, bub. What do you have to say about Jello and Tofur?
You started from the bottom over here.
It's your platform. It's time to talk. I like more treats, please. Treats are delicious. How do you feel about dogs kissing people?
How do I feel about people allowing it? Gross.
I know where that tongue's been.
Everywhere.
All up in my booty.
All on the shoe that's on this flip flop that's
He
been
doesn't
flipped
lick
over.
the shoe.
He still had it in his mouth. Gross. Anyway, my week was great so far. Did you hear
Is that
my
what we were
toe
talking
pops?
about?
I don't know how we got. I got from the meats to the fries to the nuggets.
You woke up at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, because I
for
was
the first day of
just because I
training.
was afraid of oversleeping because I usually wake up at like 9:30, so I didn't want to.
You had to be there at 8:30.
Yeah,
What time did you get there?
7:45.
So early.
But I went into the building at 8 o'clock because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be early because my paranoia was like, it actually starts at 8, and I was like, no, I am not gonna be late. So I just went up there at 8 o'clock, and they let me in, and I met one person that's gonna be working with me in the store. So that was nice.
It's something I do when there's like a new boss or I'm starting a new place. Always on time and early.
Mm-hmm.
But then as time goes on,
Reputation goes down the drain.
I just don't care.
Mhm.
Either I hate coming in and I don't want to be there, so it's like I'm coming in late.
You know what's weird for me is that
It's the dread and anxiety that's like holding me back. And I'm like, I know I'm like about to leave the house. And I'm like, no, I'm going to do this first. And then I'm going to, I'm just choked. Like, I know I'm going to do this first. Oh, let me do this. Oh, I forgot to do this. Meanwhile, I'm like in my head, okay, now I'm late. And then I hit the point where I was like, now I'm late. I got to get out the door.
wow, for me, going into this job, like I said, I had to separate my mind from previous job to this job. So all that animosity I have towards like bad management in the past and blah blah blah, whatever baggage that I have, like I had to like shed that a little
Mhm.
bit. Well, a lot of it, honestly, because so far, great things are happening. Like I love learning about like the culture and
About the meats.
not yet.
How
but
many
yeah,
meats they got? They got all the meats?
400.
400?
51 options right
What?
now in store of the cuts. The cuts.
What is that? Just like thick,
You can get any
thick to
part
thin?
from like the beef side,
What's your discount? I need some meats.
$15 a month. There's
For
no
a
discount.
discount?
Yeah, it's a small company. Well, not a small company, but they're still
Trying to get
expanding.
some meat.
You work for a very large company, sir. You get that Gouda.
I need some.
That's the
I need
cheese.
some meat. I don't eat cheese.
I know.
I need some meat.
Anyway,
Oh, right.
it was
Yeah.
such a long. Do you have driving anxiety? Cause like I don't. I used to a lot. Like it took me forever to get a car. But did you ever have driving? I feel like you didn't. Cause
I need a definition of driving anxiety.
for example,
Uh-huh.
I got my driver's permit when I was 16 years old, and I got my driver's license when I was 19.
I was
got my
driving
car.
by myself before I had a license. Like I'd be
There it is.
I'd be at school because for theater we'd be there late in the day,
Mhm.
and I'd be like, Mom, I need to go get some food. I sound hella echoey right now, and I don't like it, and I don't know why. Do you hear it? It sounds fine.
Mhm.
Okay, you say so.
I sound loud in mine, but I don't hear any echo in either of our parts.
Yours is never loud enough. Move your mic closer.
You can stand under my umbrella.
You just moved it down.
Yeah, so it's like right under,
Okay, that's
so
actually
it's
better.
not blocking me.
All her beauty. I'd be at school and be like, I'm hungry. I gotta go get some food.
Mhm.
She'd be like, okay, be safe, because that's the kind of freedom I have.
Gosh.
So I was driving with my permit. Then when I went to go get my license,
Mhm.
17 on my birthday, I failed
Ah.
because I can't parallel park.
Ooh, that's a north thing that I did not have to do. Thank God.
You didn't have to parallel
No,
park for your test?
no. I rode around the parking lot. I emergency slam on the brakes.
What?
I parked
Why would you emergency slam on the brakes?
to know that you can do it in if the
But like
you
you,
know,
shouldn't
situation
have
pres-
to do it.
yeah, you shouldn't have to, but the situation might present itself. So he
'Cause
was like
Florida people
on
are
the count of
crazy.
on the count of 3 or
Just
something
running
like
in the
that.
street, homeless men running in the street. Let me get $1.
Yes, and you just have to press on the brakes and stop at a sudden notice. And he
That's
checked the
the weirdest
car.
thing.
Yeah,
We do K-turn.
never heard of it.
It's sort of like G,
A 3-point turn.
Yeah, K-turn.
Okay.
It makes a K because you're going this way and then you go K.
Do you also because I had so much driving anxiety, I had money because I was obviously over 18, so I hired a driving instructor.
How
It
many
cost
hours did you do?
4 hours, $300
We have
because I had the
a
money to
thing-
spare.
We have a thing that everyone in New Jersey does
Mhm.
is a 6-hour learning
Yeah.
where the
Drive-
instructor comes in
Oh,
and drive
okay.
around in a little Prius
Oh,
for 6 hours.
that's so cute. Yeah, when I
It's
was
like
in high
2
school,
3-hour sessions.
I had driver's ed, so I did all of the education, the book learning, and then the car learning. We never went out on the street in the car. Only the people that actually had their permits already went into the street. So it was for me. It was
You
my
don't-
perception.
How do you get your permit down here? Because in New Jersey, they have a class. We
Mhm.
have driver's ed class
Mhm.
in school.
Okay.
Once you pass the test in school, you get your permit.
I think there are 2 days to do it. You could just be, in high school, and your school will have a program, and other schools, other kids from other schools can go to your summer program of driver's ed.
Summer program?
It was like 4 Saturdays.
This is like a gym class. So like one semester you'd have
Mhm.
gym, one semester you'd have health, and then you'd have driver's ed, and then
Oh.
you'd be back to gym.
Oh, that would have been a little bit more saving with time, but I didn't mind it because you have spend half the time in the classroom learning about all the safety stuff and the rules. You take the test at the driving place, so you don't have to go through the extra
Oh.
work. Now,
Yeah,
if
no.
you wanted to do it outside of school or whatever, you would just go to the place, take the test, and you're done. Which would have been easy if I, had to drive to do it.
My driver's ed teacher was out for a good portion of our semester,
Mhm.
and we just watched Fast and Furious the entire time.
That's terrible. You said how they get a driver's license in Florida. You
But you still have to pass the test. You read the book, and you still have
and
to
you
get.
failed the first time, Joey, because you watched Fast and the Furious.
I mean, the driving portion of the test, I aced the
oh,
the written test. I aced.
Okay.
The driving portion I couldn't parallel.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, the driving portion
They couldn't even teach you how
I
to
can't
parallel
park. But
know
that
it
was
in
on
theory
that
now.
was on the driving instructor, my 6-hour course that I took outside of school.
Mhm.
That was on him to teach me,
Mhm.
and he taught me. But still, so the first time I failed. The second time, the guy was like, "Okay, back up, go forward, back up, back
Mhm.
up. Okay, you're in. Here's
Yeah.
your license."
Yeah. You know, the guy for my driving test, he was asking me more questions about like if you're up a hill, like which way do you turn your tires?
Don't know.
You,
Forward.
you turn it to the way like if your parking goes off, then you're not turning into the road, you're turning into the curb. Um, and he was like asking like, what do I do in this scenario? And he would let me know if you get this wrong, you fail. And I was hella nervous.
Do you
And
know
I didn't have a car. I didn't have my mom's car. I was driving a Kia Soul, 2003, because I had to she had to rent a car because she was not willing. I never drove in her Buick Century. If you know a Buick Century, it's a big car. I'm not doing it.
That's too big.
Yeah, so
That's the thing. I learned in a little car, and then had to take the test in a bigger car,
Ooh.
and I was not prepared for it.
Oh yeah. For me, I also wasn't prepared for it, but I needed something smaller so that my perception would be a little bit easier. Because in bigger cars, I couldn't perceive how this car was in the lines, or I couldn't perceive my relationship to other cars correctly. So that's one hurdle that when I did get my car when at my previous job.
That car that you have now, is that your first car?
That's my first car,
Okay, me too.
Cornelius.
Mine is Bubbles.
Oh, and I
Cornelius.
would test that perception in the parking garage, and I just ran into a pole. So if you see into the pillar, and there's just like a little dots on the front of my car, and that is from the pillar. Because I was just like double checking, like, could I go this far? No, cool.
We had a parking garage in the apartment I grew up in, and it's like 3 spots. So there's like pillars, and then the side, and then there's another parking garage.
Yeah.
Enter. It's not like pulls up and goes down. It's just like you just drive straight
Yeah.
in. I don't know if it was me or my mom. I feel like it was probably both of us.
Okay.
Turning into it, because it was like on the end, like right around a curve. So
Uh-huh.
you had to get it so
Oh.
exact. You had to come around and go in. So bad.
I will tell you one thing. If I'm not confident in the parking space I'm in, I will go to another. I don't mind walking.
But that was like our only spot. It was like, this
Yeah.
is the spot for
Yeah.
your house.
Yeah.
You park here.
You could only go from that direction. You couldn't like go around the complex and come from the other direction, or it was just too much work.
If you tried to come in that way, then you're turning like, you're going, because it's like, there was like a little curb that would like stick out a little too far, so you'd have to go in an angle and turn.
Yeah. I'd be like, this is not going to work.
And squeeze in.
It's not going to work.
So I'm going to get a car that drives itself. Park for me. Parallel park for
How long
me.
is that going to take if you're still
And come get me.
saving up? How long is that going to take, Josie?
What am I saving up for?
Why did I say Joseph? I'm gonna say Joseph, but Josie. I guess that works too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it took me a very long time. I just didn't want to kill anybody. That was my main thing, and I don't want to ever. When I go on the highway,
Play a points game. It was like, oh, that one's 5 points. Grandma 5 points. Kid riding the bike
and
10.
I was terrified of the highway because I was like, what are the rules? We're going so fast. But now the highway is like pretty chill. But I just don't want to be on it forever.
Have you been in an accident?
I've never been in an accident.
I've been in one.
And I know when I'm in a stressful situation driving wise, I'm like, I am not about to hit nobody. I am not about to die. And if there's somebody in my car, I'm like, you are not about to get hurt in my car, period. And,
One time I was driving, my friend, Bob, as I call her. Her name's Louise. I call her Bob.
Okay.
Don't know why.
All right. Long story short. Short.
And we're driving, and we're talking, blah, blah, blah. And I just like go through a red light without realizing. She goes, did you just run that light? And I said, I don't know, did I?
But that's
I
like
might have.
a serious thing, like driving, especially home from work. I don't know what I've seen. I don't know where I've been, but all of a sudden I'm home and
That's why people are like, oh, you know that place right there or there. I'm like, No, because I'm driving. I'm looking at the road.
Yeah.
I'm not sightseeing. This isn't my scenic route
You
where
know
I'm just
how
like,
like,
oh wow, look at that over there.
and it boggles my. It makes me so upset when I see people doing that in front of me. It's like, if you don't press on the gas and stop looking around, you better. I mean, okay,
Asians.
if you're, if you are lost, please get off of the road, because I literally had a person. They were in a tiny little like convertible. Look, I see them looking at their phone. I'm trying to get to the turning
Hate
lane,
that.
and they're just going 25 miles in a 45, and it's like,
Oof.
please get the heck off of the. And I've had those moments when I'm like, I want to look at my maps, but I don't. I drive around until I get to a stoplight, and then I will look at my maps and I'll turn around if I
Isn't
need
your
to.
map like on your screen though? Don't you have a
No,
little
that
screen?
I don't have
Doesn't work
that
like
nice
that?
of a, because I would
I
have
just
to pay
sit
for.
my phone in my little console. And
Yeah,
I have
I
it down
sit
there.
mine in there, and luckily Google Maps will tell me like when I need to turn, like which street I need to turn at, and so it makes it super easy. But I also have the GPS going, so she's like, in half a mile, turn left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank God for
I had to
GPS.
illegally go around someone the other day coming up this road over here. Because, one, they were driving like 15 miles an hour. If the road's 30, everyone drives 35.
Yeah.
Second, they're swerving all over the place. So I'm like, okay, this person driving super slow, swerving, probably drunk. Do I stay behind them? And I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
Don't
I
waste
know
your life staying behind him.
exactly. There's no dotted lines here. So I pass right as I go by. There's like a cop who lives down the street. Right as I'm going by their house, I'm like passing by. I'm like, listen, who's being more illegal here?
Yeah.
Them or me?
He's going too slow.
He's probably
speeding up to
driving
pass
drunk.
him.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to save my life.
Yeah, How to Save a Life by the Fray.
Save my life.
Yeah, and it like people are like Florida driving is a terrible experience, sure, but there's some people that just straight up don't know the rules of the road, don't know which like to go downtown. I usually take the main road or whatever, and there's two turning lanes. It's a turning lane, turn and go straight. So I'm always in this outer turning lane because I need to turn as soon as I get to the other street, like a logical person. You know how many times somebody in the inside turning lane tries to go straight with all these other people going straight, or I'm in this outer lane and they're like, I'm also going to the outer lane. It's like, please.
Florida's a rough place to drive in.
Yeah, and I think
because everyone's so stupid. You know, my car insurance went up so much because they were like, because most people don't have insurance, yours goes up.
And
the price difference from New Jersey to down here, where New Jersey is a more expensive place to live normally, not a more expensive place to drive though.
Yeah, and also a lot of the times, more and more, we're seeing like so many different people, so many different drivers from so many different like regions of the country. So it's like, what are you like? I was behind a Wyoming yesterday. And I was like,
illegals.
What the frick are you doing?
People from
I said parts of the country, sir, not this.
Don't catch me behind a Haitian.
And all like so many people, like all the apartments they're building over here, like New Yorkers. Do you know how to drive New Yorkers?
No.
Yeah, I know
I
they
mean,
don't. I know they don't. I know they don't. They get these big old
It's
SUVs.
a different style. Florida is an offensive style of driving. Like, I'm going now. New Jersey is
well, yes.
New Jersey is offensive defensive. So they drive.
Yeah, I'm defensive.
They drive defensively in an offensive manner. New York is. We're doing it, whatever.
Yeah, this what went through my head. I was like, "You're
like,
not
oh, you're
doing
walking
anything."
here. Just kidding. I'm driving here.
Oh my gosh.
I'm driving here.
But it also, on the flip side, it
Like,
boggles my mind. On the flip side, it boggles my mind that the pedestrians that are drivers in these parking lots do not get the memo that there are cars in the road that you just drove on. Don't be walking in the middle of the freaking parking lot road. Like, that is so annoying. It's like, that's why I don't go to Walmart. One of the many reasons I don't go to Walmart. Because nobody.
I'm not gonna crap on Walmart right now, but I've
I
never
will
been.
dump on Walmart.
Oh, we can
Just
dump on Walmart?
Give me an episode. We got things to do. But Like,
I don't set foot in a
God,
Walmart, especially
no.
not down in Florida,
no.
unless I need a gun.
I will only go to Walmart if it's in a rich neighborhood.
I'm Target all day.
Target all day, every day.
You have Kmart's down here? I think they went out of business, but
Yeah. We had one on Oakland, and there was one in Hollywood, and now they're both gone.
catch me in the Dollar Tree. That's where I'm going from now
Dollar
on.
Tree, it doesn't have enough for me. It's like I don't want to go to a place and just get a little bit. I want to get the enchilada.
Yeah.
You know. So
you get your snacks and your cleaning supplies and whatnot.
yeah.
All for $1.
If
You just grab whatever you want. Say here's $1 and run out. Right?
when I move,
That's how it works.
I will go to the Dollar Tree to like supply, and when I become a better adult and like people have birthday parties, I will get the bags and the like small stuff from there.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the occasions that I will use it for, because I am not buying no full price bag at Target. A gift bag with the little extra, no. You can't see my feet, can you? Okay.
And we're back.
All right.
All right.
Hopefully you can't see my
What are you
foot.
talking about?
It's
Put her
not
on Wiki
distracting.
Feets if you can.
My toes are covered. All you can see is the stub. What is
This-
this called? This is your foot.
Your
Can-
forefoot?
This could be called your palm. Wait, no, this is the palm. What's the back of your hand? The back of my palm? The back of my foot? I feel like I could call it stub. Did you watch Cougar Town?
Oh my gosh, I love Cougar Town.
Because I wanted to say change approved. I wanted to say about something else too in
That
the
show
past.
is so good.
It was good.
It came
Hit
back.
a kid!
Came back so many times. Such a great cast.
Yes. Yes.
The drunk wife all the time. Not what's her name? Ellie.
Love her. Jelly Bean.
She was so good. She was in Scrubs.
I heard
was-
that. I've never seen her
She's
in
so
anything
good in
else.
that. So fun.
I love Jelly Bean.
She's honestly the one reason I like kept watching it. 'Cause
Really?
She's so funny in Scrubs that I was like, anything she's in is great.
Really? I didn't have that pull. I love,
And her husband
Friends.
is so good.
yeah.
I mean, I do love Friends. Cairo loves Friends. Like when I first got him, I was on a Friends binge.
Mm.
So we would just sit up and watch Friends all day, and he'd be like,
They're doing a reunion. Like not like,
interested.
I
Don't ruin Friends for me.
initially thought I was interested. I thought I wasn't interested, but now I want to see it. Now I'm like cool with like seeing them, because I think they're gonna be like redoing episodes, or not officially, but rereading the lines, or that's what I got from the little teaser. So I'm sort of into it for sure. I knew he would.
Of course, I never stop. Never stop. Just keep rolling.
Rolling.
Favorite character from Friends?
Should. We were on a break.
Were they on a break, and was it okay?
It was okay because they never set the parameters of the date of the break. If they don't set the parameters and you say we're on a break, and you fail to realize that they grew up in two separate classes, then how would you even know what not to do? Because in his definition, he was not with Rachel.
They were on a break.
They were on a break.
A break. That means time apart. That doesn't mean go screw around with whoever you want.
But see, she didn't give him any leeway because he didn't know that.
He should have known that.
Why? What would have clued him in?
Because a break means, okay, you could come back together. If you want to come back together, you don't go randomly screwing around with whoever's out there. It's time to come back home after the break is over. It's not a break up. You're not over completely.
Yeah.
It's a break.
But the
A
fact
break
that
is
it
never
wasn't
the end.
But the fact that it wasn't defined at all means that there is, leeway. There's gray area. It's basically gray area.
I have to disagree.
I mean, but also,
if I was like, okay, I need a break. I need you to go away for a couple weeks.
Mhm.
And then you went out and were screwing other people, Now it's over.
Yeah. I I agree with Rachel's reaction more than I agree with like we were on a break, blah blah blah, because he did it the day after.
Was it the day?
I think it was like a week after or
It's like you
something.
couldn't even wait. You were just
Yeah.
like
It's
itching to
like
stick it in something else.
yeah, it's the you weren't feeling any type of way about sorting your own stuff out. You wasn't sorting nothing out about Ross. You was just like, I'm a free man. I'm gonna be out and about. And so that one is like a little bit, but I love Ross though. I feel like a lot of people don't love him,
I was
but I
prepared to
love him.
take either side either way, just to let you know. Just to be the opposite.
I thought you were agreeing with me at first too. I was like,
I was
huh?
going to, and then I was like, wait, no. Let me take the opposite. That's more interesting.
Yeah,
But honestly, no. Now that I've argued the other side,
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, it's been a day after, and you
Yeah.
couldn't wait to.
I gave you that ammunition. But yeah. But what do you think about the
Pause. Cairo needs water.
okay. He probably needs to poop too. Okay, do you agree that Chandler should have been punished for dating what was her name? Gia? No. Like when
Gia.
Chandler went in a box
Phoebe's sister.
because no. When Chandler went in a box because Joey was punishing him, it was like, you can get in the box and I'll forgive you. About like she was a theater person. I feel bad.
Who is Gia?
I said that it's not Gia. I said it's not Gia. I don't know the lady's name, but her hair was short. It was red. She was an
If you
actor.
don't know who it is, why are you even asking the question like I'm supposed to know who it is?
Because you watched the show. You don't need to know who it is, the name of the person to know who it is in the situation where
I don't
Chandler
know
is in a
who
box.
it is. I can't remember. Clearly, it was not a pivotal moment of the show because
It was
I don't
It was
remember.
like in the first like 3 seasons probably.
And I watched the
Anyway.
show, what, 7 years ago?
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while. I had a
It's
period
not
of
on
time
Netflix
where
anymore, is it?
no, I don't think so. I had a period of time where coworkers were constantly talking about Friends, constantly making Friends references, and I was like, I was cool with it at first. Then I was like, there's too many Friends references. Moving on to unpopular opinions. That was an interesting
Hot
segue.
takes.
Hot takes. Um, Baymon.
See, the thing about this segment, though, is
Spoilers.
many people won't know the show.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. You could place your unpopular opinions down below. And it doesn't matter if we know it. We'll just get spoiled. And that'll be okay.
Okay, go back. Go ahead. What were you talking
I
about?
liked Damon and Bonnie.
We're talking about the show, The
The
Vampire Diaries, which is a show I would watch. I have recorded. I had theater rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
It was like tech week, so you'd be there till like 10 o'clock at night,
Oh, dang.
setting up the lights and the sound and everything. So I'd be recording the show, and I'd come home. It didn't matter how late it was.
Mm-hmm.
I had to watch The Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
I've watched, and then I rewatched the whole show on Netflix.
Do you know when I cried so freaking hard is, spoiler, when Damon didn't come back and they were holding hands in the woods. And I was, when I say boo-hoo crying, I was like distraught. I was like, I am not watching this show. I don't know what they're doing, but I am not. And I had school the next day.
You know they
Like,
were
it came
just
on
like
Thursdays or
trying to get rid
Wednesdays.
of Bonnie on the show. Was
Yeah,
it you
and-
who sent me that of like them trying to get rid of Bonnie because she felt like they were a little racist to her and they
I
didn't like
didn't
her.
send you that, but I did see it
No.
on my page.
Yeah,
And I was like, yeah, but they didn't get rid of her, and she was still the baddest, the best, the most,
she
morally.
died so many times.
So many times.
That show is crazy.
She
Hold on.
deserved more.
Can we talk about how crazy that show was? Because there's doppelgangers. At one point, you got one character playing 3 different characters, another
Yeah.
character playing 2
That was
different
good.
characters.
That was good.
One person is dead, coming back to life.
You know who I
then
didn't care
dying
about?
again.
And didn't care if they came back or not?
Alar?
Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't care. After all that time, Tyler was so disrespectful through so many different parts of his thing. He didn't even have an arc. He just had a wave.
Have you rewatched it since it's been on the air? Because I feel like I have more personal attachment because I remember because I just watched it like
Oh, really?
several months
I
ago.
watched clips. Like, I watch You know who I love? Who I was so sad about? Josephine, the doctor.
But I loved her brother, her evil brother.
I mean, but that
He was
such a
so
good,
likable
but that was
for
such a
some
good
reason.
season because like he was tortured, and that is actually going into like one of my other unpopular opinions about like how serial killers and people that commit massive genocide that are the villains, the antagonists, and people just fall in love with them. just, just,
Well, they
just.
shouldn't make him so hot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I didn't, but I didn't mind Niklaus and Caroline. Didn't mind it at all. I was like, girl, you better get it.
I felt like that was just like slipped in and like not.
It sure was. I don't know why you didn't catch that. I was waiting for milliseconds for you to say something.
And then I can't come up with all the jokes here.
That's why I slip it in right there.
I wanted more for them, but then of course they got their own show, the originals, and
Yeah.
it was like pulled apart. But I felt like if they stayed on the same show,
It would have
it
happened.
would have grown into
Yeah.
more,
But
which I would have been great with. But then they wouldn't have ever got that Legacy spin-off, which I never watched.
I've only watched clips on YouTube
Watched
of like
2 episodes, and I was like, no, I'm out.
but didn't like she show up on Legacies at some like what was the excuse that they made up on Legacies that
She-
Caroline couldn't be there?
Caroline has been on the originals a couple times.
Yeah.
Legacy, she should be around because her kids, well, Joe's kids,
Yeah.
are there, and she's married to a Lark apparently.
Yeah, but they definitely say that she's like off searching for she's off searching for the cure for the Gemini curse. That's what the excuse is.
so that her kids don't have to kill each other.
Yeah. So she's just like, bye y'all. Wish me luck on my journey. We gotta make it about another show.
That was a good episode, good season with the Gemini curse and everything, and the kids killing each other and the twins. And
There was like I think the worst season is probably with the whole group of travelers or gypsies or whatever. That was so boring. I don't know what happened then.
I also don't like the one where their mom comes back with all the other vampires, but that's
I
like kind of
thought-
the same one.
Yeah, it sort of like morphed into that because it was like a smaller tribe of
But-
people.
But those 2 little lesbians on there,
They were cute.
it was hot.
And it was a good ending for them.
I have no recollection.
They died together. Car crash. Can you believe it?
What else you got? Vampire Diaries onto Game of Thrones. Give me your hot takes for Game of Thrones. More people know Game of Thrones.
Yeah. John and Danny had no chemistry whatsoever. I was not rooting for them at any point in time. And I know sometimes, you rooted for the couple that you didn't want to see together. Like when Jamie went to Cersei, I was like, you better get to her. I mean, after I got over like the whole Brienne thing, because
It was the worst ending in the show ever.
it was. But
I think he should have killed her.
I think he should have killed her much earlier. Like, what were we doing? Having a whole vacation? Why didn't you?
That show was so good and ended so bad that it's so disappointing to think
It
about.
it hurt my heart for so long, and right now I'm sort of rewatching it because, just because like, but season 3, episode 4, and his watches ended when Daenerys like comes out and she's like killing the master and she gets the unsullied. That episode is like
Something about her, that episode is great, but something about her after that just gets repetitive. Because, like, I get she has her one main focus, but she has nothing else to her.
I think she should have stayed in the city for maybe a little bit longer because she was like, let me conquer Westeros, but you don't have a system of
And
law.
then she starts burning the city down with her dragon, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, at least have, like, Bran go inside her and make her go crazy.
So on edge.
Because I feel like
Bran sort of pissed me off too because it's like I knew it was all gonna happen. Like,
that, and
couldn't you have told us? Couldn't you have warred into Daenerys or the dragon?
the fact that
the
the book for it, the next book, is still not come out.
No.
Like, I was watching an interview with George where he's like, he's been staying in a cabin most of COVID, writing the book.
Oh wow!
Has his assistant bring him.
That's gonna be a
food
wild
and
book.
whatnot.
Wow.
But still has not finished the book. Like, I understand, like, it's hard. Sometimes you like something, then you don't like
But
it. Then you
imagine-
have to change a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
And redo it. And it's like, okay, we're taking a different path completely now.
But imagine like having had this like whole hoopla with a TV show, and he probably like at one point watched at least part of the last season. Was like,
I mean, he
you
was
have to
helping
separate it.
produce it.
Yeah, but he said he also didn't like love the ending, but like trying to
No
separate
one
your
did.
mind from it and all those plots and have it be not trying to please fans, like not trying to do fan service and just have the characters live and breathe. You know, you might have to separate that a whole lot in your mind. Maybe he's soul searching. Maybe he's climbing a mountain.
How I wanted it to end was Jon got Daenerys pregnant, a little bit of incest, but that's the show. We started that in the first
There's
episode.
no passion. Zero.
There's
Two
not a
pieces
whole
of
lot of passion
cardboard,
between any
just-
of the characters.
Yeah, I feel like that for me is like on John's part because I didn't really know that he and Egret were in love until he said it.
He just doesn't have a whole lot. They're from the north. They're just like living in cold all day. They're just hardened people.
I believed Rob when he was in love.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great episode. I remember crying because I watched the first. Was that the third season ending or fourth?
It was season 3, episode 9.
I watched
The Reigns of Castamere.
seasons 1 through 4. I binge watched them
Mhm.
while we were like in Ocean City on a vacation.
Okay.
It's like nobody talked to me. I'm watching this show, and I got to
On
that
vacation.
episode crying, and I was like, "This show's amazing." When I knew the show was amazing is when they cut the head off of a horse. When they just
yeah. Who was like, "You failed me, horse. I'm taking you out." Like, but what I loved about Game of Thrones in the beginning is that it felt so grounded. It felt like these were real decisions being made. Like, it didn't occur to me until like maybe later on that
because it veered from the books. Because then they were on their own.
Yeah, and it didn't occur to me that like maybe Ned was making some poor decisions, but it's so solid. Like you could feel the solidity of some of the characters in the first season, even though you don't know as much about them.
Yeah.
So I really love that. And as we went on, it was sort of foggy as to who these people are and what decisions they were going to be making because I didn't know, their motivations. I didn't know why do you care?
Hot take.
What?
Sansa should have stayed with Ramses. He's so hot.
I'm gonna set the camera.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Do you have any Gilmore Girls unpopular opinions? Did I press record? Hold on. If you're out on the run, feeling lonely
and so cold, all you have to do is call my name and I'll be there on the next train when you need.
I will follow you anyway that you tell me to. If you need me to be with you, I will follow where you. Were we gonna do the where you live? I will follow you.
Get to your unpopular opinions.
Anywhere that you tell me to. If you need me to be with you, I will follow where you live. We should do an album of just.
This dog has to pee. We need to wrap this show up. Get to your Gilmore Girls opinions.
Do you have any unpopular opinions on
No.
base? Okay.
I was not prepared for
I
this
just-
at all. I just let you do yours.
I just think that, she was terrible at the end when she rejected Luke's proposal. I feel
See,
like
you're gonna have to refresh my memory because again, it's like 10 years ago that I watched this show.
that is also true for me as well. But she rejected Luke and then went to Christopher. And I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I
Lorelai.
think
We're
that's
talking
just
about
the
Lorelai.
yes.
For some reason, I was thinking Rory. I was like,
Ooh. Also, Luke and his kid. Yikes.
what do you mean? I liked her.
I liked her, but it was a weird, awkward phase. A whole awkward part of that chunk of
Listen,
that season.
if Kurt's not in the episode, I don't care.
Oh, Kirk. when I think of Kirk, I think of the insult. Your body looks like melted ice cream.
So good. I'm gonna use that on somebody.
That's all we got for you folks. That's all.
Okay, your unpopular opinion.
That was my popular opinion.
That's it.
Yeah.
So did she marry Christopher in the end?
No.
What
She just got scared.
Did you watch the
Yes.
4 episodes
Yeah.
when they came? I watched maybe 1.5 and I couldn't do it. What happened in them?
Long story short, Rory's pregnant with Logan's baby at the end.
Awesome.
And she went to Christopher being like, so why didn't you stay with us? Because she was pregnant and he didn't know and nobody knew and only she knows. And then it left with an open ending. I think it was good with like the Emily part and with the,
Emily's the mom, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And revisiting the characters.
Did Richard die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He died in real life and they made him die in the show. And it was sad. And she was like, she was going through her phase where like, if it doesn't bring me joy, I'm getting rid of it. And she's getting rid of everything in her house. And so,
So most of the house.
Yeah. Yeah. But
except the maids.
I don't remember. she was running through those maids anyway.
Always so mean
she
to
was
them.
running through those maids. Oh God, Maria. Her name's Espinoza. Like I don't care. She's fired.
Wow.
But yeah, thank you for watching this episode.
Wait, that's it?
You say you gotta let your dog out to go poop.
He can wait.
Do you have an unpopular opinion for me? Cause
Did we get through the rest of them?
I don't remember. I can't see that close. Yes. I said that Hawkeye should have died in Age of Ultron instead of Quicksilver.
Then we never would have got WandaVision.
True. WandaVision.
Have you decided if you're gonna watch Loki yet?
I said I am only because the hype train will pull me in. Like I can't resist a good hype.
You're just gonna watch reactions.
I'll watch the reaction first, and then I'll watch the episode. Well, the episode's gonna be like what 25 minutes probably, or is it gonna be an hour? Well, they haven't been an hour, so far. Like the
Falcon Winter Soldier, they were like 40 minutes something. Like average.
only
TV
towards the end.
show,
The
44 minutes.
second half though was right.
No, they were all 44.
Oh, I thought the first episode was really short, but okay. So maybe it might get longer. The more episodes they go along, or shows that come along. So we shall see what happens when Loki
Next
comes on.
week we should have some reveals about the aliens from the Pentagon, so that'll be a topic. I think Loki comes out in the second.
I don't know. I was about to ask you that. Anyway, we'll keep you posted.
I don't know.
Either on Instagram.
Maybe we'll have nothing. Maybe
you can
I'll
put
get
down
hit by
below
a
what
bus.
you want us to talk about. Maybe. Oh God, I saw this
maybe
video.
I'll get my tax refund.
This late in the game. You better count your days. Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Let's see. I did
You
it on
better-
the 16th, so it's up to 21 days after that,
Mm,
which means
the
I could
16th,
get
what day is
it
today? You should be getting it soon.
1, 2,
Maybe Friday.
or next week, Monday.
Mm. Anyway, we're done with the topics. So,
Oh
Leave-
wait, I'm going to get my vaccine after this.
wow, why are you getting so late in the day?
I don't know, because I had this to do.
Sorry, I'm just like trying to do everything in the morning, so I was just very alarmed that you're doing it like in the
I
afternoon.
didn't wake up.
It's hot as
planning to
hell.
get it.
It's hot.
It's so hot.
Yeah,
My grandma's been texting me that it's like 90 degrees in New Jersey, which I'm like, that's stupid.
yeah. Global warming is a.
I hate the phrase global warming because I think it's just so bad because it's not always about warming.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
sometimes it's cold, so I like the phrase climate change.
I do appreciate that. I
And-
think of like everything's becoming more extreme. The colds are the the winter is lasting longer. The heat is getting hotter, and all the natural disasters.
Shout out to my uncle. He also started a podcast recently called The Comparison Group, which you
Shout
can
outs
find
to you.
on Spotify and iTunes. He has one show he did called Why Liberals Are Morons. And he was just basically going on why their messaging is so bad. Like, their points are good, but the messaging for what they're saying is terrible.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that I thought about,
would
like
agree.
global warming. People are like, oh, what do you mean? It's nice out today. But climate change.
It's like,
It's
get
like
ready. Did you ever
the
read that
climates are
book where it's like Life as We Knew It?
No.
It was like something happened with the moon, and all the weather activities. I don't know how to describe it. Just went haywire, and like everybody was suffering, and it was a panic, and it was a great book. I actually read it in middle school.
Life as We Know It? Because I
Yeah.
got 9 credits on Audible that I need to get
Do
rid
it.
of so I can
Life
cancel
as
my
We Know It.
subscription
And
unless they
actually-
want to sponsor me.
Sponsors Audible. Actually, I read it before it became the school reading book the next year.
Oh, I
So,
love when I do that. When I used to do that, when I'd read a
It feels
book
so
and then they'd be
special.
like, "Oh, this is school reading for next year."
it's
I'm
like,
like,
yes.
I already did this.
Yes.
I got a free summer.
I am free. But yeah, I love those I sort of love those disaster books. Why are you getting the vaccine and you're drinking?
What's the difference?
Okay, when I got the vaccine, I was like, I don't want to drink anything, and I don't want to make myself feel worse if I get like terrible side effects.
I'm only getting it because Ben wants me to, and if I feel bad afterwards, I want him to feel bad for making me feel bad.
Well, that's fine, but you don't have to feel worse.
It's a revenge kind of thing. All right, this is over.
Definitely leave down below your unpopular opinions, and if you want us to talk about anything next episode, we'll consider it.
Like, subscribe, follow, hit all the buttons, smash the buttons.
Ooh, yeah,
Smash the buttons right there.
smash them.
Like,
Hulk smash.
subscribe, and then click on the videos, which will be right here and right here. And send to your friends.
Send it to your friends.
If
Yeah.
you got those.
Yeah.
I don't.
You have associates,
Yeah, she's a workplace acquaintance.
ex-workplace acquaintance. Wrapping it up.